actually, Kirsten's is a really good start to mine because she discussed in the beginning how you can use grid paper to measure area. So right now, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 2 pieces of grid paper each, so you need 1 of each, okay? So 1 of the 2 centimeter and 1 of the 1 centimeter. And we're just going to go right into an activity, and then we'll discuss it afterwards, okay? So 2 each for you over here.
I like the big giant one.
Okay, so what we're going to do, and I'm actually going to follow along, so I'll do it with you. And we're going to take our hands. We're going to draw them out on our grid paper. So please, if you're right-handed, use your right hand. If you're left-handed, use your left hand. And vice versa. If you need help choosing your hand, I will absolutely help you. Hand on the centimeter grid paper. So 1 centimeter. Alright.
Pay attention, you guys.
Thank you.
Does it matter where you put your hand?
Pardon me?
Does it matter where you put your hand?
Oh,
Like where you put it?
No, you can put it wherever you want on your page. So mine, since I used a marker, does not look very good. Let's try again with this one.
do you want like a thicker
Oh,
one?
yes.
Yeah, and it just disappeared.
It just disappeared right on there.
Oh, I got that hand. Oh, there you go.
Thank you. Okay,
Look
so
at that.
even Brent.
How bad was my hand?
Go.
I was looking at it like, okay.
Alright,
Off the seat.
so one of the things that we mentioned, Kristen mentioned in hers, is that area is the inside. It's all the space that a 2-dimensional object takes up. Surface area would be if we actually tried to measure our 3D hands. But instead, we're just going to see how big our hands are. So to do this, we're going to count the centimeter squares. The centimeters are already on here. Each box is equal to 1 centimeter. So if you could, first estimate and tell me how big you think your hand is going to be. So you could do anywhere from, I'm not going to give you any numbers because I want you to try it on your own and think of, it could be 5, it could be 15, it could be 50. Whatever number you think. Don't do too much counting before you estimate.
Minus 60.
Alright, I like that. I think you're going to go 74.
You already got it.
Okay, so once you've done your estimate, please write it on your paper and then count how many boxes your hand takes up. I'll give you a few seconds. It shouldn't take you too long to count them out. What if you have
a quarter of a square?
Well, if you have a quarter of a square, that means it's a quarter of a centimeter, right? So then we can add it to another quarter. So they should all add up. And if you have a half, we can probably bump it up to a full number, right?
Don't count out loud, Charlie.
Has anyone reached a total yet? Oh, I see a lot of the same strategies to keep track of which boxes you've done. Brittany, I like that. That's very good. Charlene's got some art going on there too. Love it. Oh, Paula's shading hers. That is a beautiful thing, Paula.
I'm finished.
You're finished?
I was way off.
I was way off too. It's one of those things where you think your hands, I guess, are smaller than they are.
My estimate was 67,
You
and
have
my real was 100.
You have tiny hands.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was way off.
102.
Was anyone close?
Yeah.
No.
No. Alright, so our perception of square centimeters is a little bit vague, right? Give you one more minute and then we'll start talking about it a little bit more. If you are done and you would like to proceed, You can do the same thing and draw your hand on the 2 centimeter grid paper, please, if you're ready.
And then predict again?
Yes, please, that would be great. Yeah. So unfortunately for me, I got mark all over my hands, but this would happen with the students too.
That's what I'm here for.
And for this, like, for you guys, I knew that we didn't have to have the instructions on the board because I knew it was going to be a small group. But if I was doing it with younger students, as this is for, I would put the instructions up here and have it listed so that they could move forward if they felt that was what they wanted to do. And this would be kind of like an introduction for grade 3s, could be a refresher for grade 4s if you wanted to start off something fun to do with them. So, did you do your prediction for this one?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so are you doing it less?
Yeah, I picked 20, I got 35.
So did you count? Yeah, and you did the dots to keep track of your counting, eh? Were you close this time? Closer, eh? I like that you guys have not done like your in-betweens.
Yeah, we wanted to see if it would make a difference.
Ah,
I was
and
close.
did it?
No, I guessed 30 and I have 38.
Wow, good job.
That's right.
Wrong again.
Alright, so then if you have your 2 hands, you can kind of compare them, contrast them to one another, see how they look different. And I didn't click this because I was clicking it on the wrong screen because I have 4 up there. So just look at that. These are the grid paper. I talked about a little bit about how I think they're a good tool, especially for if you're reminding grade 4s, grade 5s, if you're starting off the unit again and you're getting into measurement again. I think it's a good introductory, like, let's remember what area actually means. And then I think you could take this many steps further if you have the time. I would say make this into a box and make each of your fingers into a box. And then actually use the area formula, like times it, and make them calculate it and do it on both. I saw some other examples that you could draw your name, and then when you drew your name, you had to count the squares. So everyone had like a huge piece of grid paper, and you could do that. So if you're doing this with your students, you would do something similar along those lines. And you could, like Charlene did hers, if you don't mind me showing. She did hers with art. So then I would, if I was your teacher, I would make you calculate the area of the perimeter around.
And I have a question.
Of course.
If you were to draw your hand on 1 centimeter grid paper and then on 2 centimeter grid paper, would you not be able to just divide the number on your 2 centimeter grid
Essentially, you
paper?
would. So if you had older students, you would grab that and you would push it so that they understood that. But I was just using this as more of a intro to younger,
Okay.
especially in this situation. So yeah, you definitely could teach them that relationship between the centimeters, and then that would show them relationships between measurement, which would just deepen their thinking. So that's definitely a great point. Thank you. And I'll just wrap it up a little bit for you. So I definitely think that grid paper is a useful tool. It's a great visual. So if you have students that need visuals, it's perfect for them. It can show them how to understand relationships between what areas actually is, what any measurement actually is. And like for this, we could have made you calculate the perimeter as well. So what space your hand doesn't take up, right? So you can definitely push it a little bit further. And I did change this to be grade 3. So I changed it to be lower because of the situation, because I didn't know what students I would get to present this in front of. So I just had the expectations all over there. And it can definitely be applied to different subjects, different expectations, depending on how you want to use this particular example. Brush them again. And last but not least, that is basically everything. Does anyone have any other questions, comments, anything? Would you use this in the classroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Go ahead, Paula.
I had something that I noticed
Tell me.
because this is 1 centimeter grid paper and this is 2 centimeter grid paper. So I thought that I could just double my 2 centimeter grid paper number and it would equal to how many 1 centimeter squared it is.
Right.
But it doesn't work that way because there's 4 little 1 centimeter
Into the
squares in the 2
So
centimeters.
it would be times
2 each way.
Yeah.
Which mine is almost dead on.
So,
Mine
yeah.
is not because I closed my fingers.
So yeah, yours is a different situation as well because you did your hand differently after you learned from it. But again, same thing where you would have to do that as a learning example for your students and show them and explain that to them why it's different. So essentially they think that they could, and technically you could in some situations, but it's a little different.